breaking today. Deputy Attorney General Todd
releasing its remaining documents from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation.
The Epstein files fallout once again spreading across the Atlantic to the UK. Britain's former ambassador to the United States, Peter Mandelson, is resigning from the upper house of Parliament over his ties to the late sex offender.
Is that the president has always remained consistent and that he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of club at Mar-a-Lago because, frankly, Jeffrey Epstein was a creep.
Good Shabbos, right? It's all our fault. It's the Jews. Well, this episode, I wanted to sort of concentrate on what's going on with Uncle Jeffrey. Look, guys, I see it in the comments. I see what you guys are typing. It's the Democrats. It's Biden protecting them. Oh, no, it's the Republicans. It's Trump's DOJ. It's Kash Patel, that traitor. Not so fast. Don't give me that crap. Don't give me that partisan nonsense that divides the country in two. Because if you think for just even a second that this is a red versus blue thing, if you think this is just about one party, well, ladies and gentlemen, you are falling for the trap. You're watching the puppet show when you really should be looking at the strings. Because if you look at the timeline, right, if you look at the actual timeline, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden, all of them, every single Justice Department had a chance to blow this wide open. Every single FBI director, they all had a chance to raid the safe. But instead, what did they do? They stalled. They looked the other way. They gave Jeffrey, Uncle Jeffrey, sweetheart deals. And you're like, well, why? Because they weren't protecting Epstein. They're not protecting the Jews. They were protecting everyone. Do you know what MAD is? It's like a political science theory, mutually assured destruction. That's what this is. It is a suicide pact. Because if you pull the trigger on Bill Clinton, you're going to get Donald Trump. And if you pull the thread on Prince Andrew, I know he's not called that anymore, you're going to get Ehud Barak. And if you pull the thread on the banks, well, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get the universities. This isn't a list. It is the entire monolithic structure that controls the world. And I want to talk about William Burns, because I wonder, does that name even ring a bell? Because it should. He's the director of the CIA, the current director, right now, today. We found out, oops, well, he had meetings with Uncle Jeffrey, with Jeffrey Epstein, while he was Deputy Secretary of State, mind you. But Epstein is a convicted felon. You kidding me? We're talking the director of the Central Intelligence Agency meeting with a convicted felon, a convicted sex trafficker. Well, so what's the excuse? I'll wait. Now, do you remember the excuse? He was seeking advice on the private sector. It is a joke. It is a joke, ladies and gentlemen, and we are the subject of all the fodder. This is insulting. It is actually insulting to your intelligence, to mine and yours. You're telling me top spy in America, the guy with the highest security clearance in the world, needs career advice from a guy who clearly runs a blackmail operation? Come on. I'm not buying it for a second. He wasn't getting career advice. He was checking in on the asset. That is the only thing that makes sense. And look at Just Staley, the CEO of Barclays. Massive bank, exchanged 1,200 emails with Epstein. Not one or two, 1,200. I don't send 1,200 emails to my wife. And what were in the emails? Told Epstein he owed him everything. Called him a brother. Hey, brother. So you have the CIA director. You got the CEO of Barclays. You got the general counsel of Goldman Sachs. You have presidents. You have royals. Guys, are you seeing the picture yet? They're not protecting these guys. They're not protecting us. They aren't protecting Jeffrey. Jeffrey's dead. That ship sailed. And they're not protecting a ghost. They're protecting nuclear fallout. Because if that safe actually gets opened, remember Pandora's box? If the real tapes, not just flight logs, the tapes, if those get out, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a scandal. It is the end of government as we know it. It's the end of the banking system. It's the end of the university system. They're all in cahoots. They're all in the same boat. And that's why this is terrifying. And that's why they're terrified. That is why the cameras just happened to malfunction. Kash Patel's like, no, we're going to get you multiple angles. Oh, they didn't work. Give me a break. The cameras malfunctioned at the exact same moment that the guards happened to fall asleep, at the exact moment that Uncle Jeffrey decided to delete himself? It's a fairy tale. And it's a fairy tale for adults that are too scared to look at reality. And the reality is they're all like holding hands and skipping. The Democrats and Republicans, the bankers and the spies, they're all standing in the same deranged circle, holding hand grenades. And no one dares to pull the pin. Because guess what? If one goes down, they all go down. See you next time.